You live here?
She's been in school here and stuff, yeah.
Oh, from Chicago.
Everybody, you're up this late, or are you up early?
I'm up this early.
What?
I'm up this early. This is not a good thing.
I hope you're feeling all right.
I'm feeling fine, but let's just say I'm wearing my pajamas for a different reason this time.
What time?
4:30 in the egg. Nice.
Okay, I'll tell you that.
Very young. None olive and none.
None olive.
This is the uncle, by the way. Our father is the one that spoke at the
Push. Your guy didn't have room. Yeah, your guy didn't have room.
Perek, you're not home yet?
You're muted.
You're muted, boy.
Hold on, no, I didn't drop. I'm dropping it off. Hold on.
All right, ready to roll? Tonight's Baruch Hashem, pretty easy daf. Tomorrow night is a rough daf. Okay, Abba, you got that?
I'll make sure not to tune in tomorrow night.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm muting everybody.
Yaakov.
All right, everybody's wiped out.
Yeah, you're good, Siakov.
All right, you ready? Okay.
Mark is falling off his face and said,
Okay, reviewing.
Wakes up at 4 a.m. What's he expect?
good for him. No, he's probably going to go to
What's
sleep.
our review from Memtes Summer Beis?
Where are we up to?
None
Non-olive?
No, right?
up to the now.
I know we have to review
Where?
from Memtes Summer Beis, right?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
Memtes on the base. Well, no, we Yosef. Memtes on the Aleph Yosef we started.
Right.
So Yosef Rab Zera. I prayed Rab Gidel, Yosef, right? That's what
Right. So we
started.
said that Memtes Summer Aleph on the bottom discussed if you forget to say Yalav Yavi or Ritzei, and you remember before Atayv HaMeitiv, so you could say the bracha. You could say the bracha right away. That was it. Yeah, is that review? Right.
Roy Hiska Shabbos.
Right. If you
But
forgot Yalav
you make
Yavi,
the
so
bracha,
then
it's
you have
bracha,
that
so-
bracha. Do you have that? You can make that bracha. Then the Gemara continues with that. And then we said when you have to repeat Birchas Hamazon and Tefillah, meaning we said basically if you're mechuyev to do it, then you have to repeat it if you forget. If you're not mechuyev, it's just optional, like on Rosh Chodesh coming up tomorrow night and the next night, and the next day. So then you don't have to repeat in Birchas Hamazon, but during Davening you do have to repeat. And then we said the minimum measurements for Zimun, either it's Kabeya or Kizayis, Machlokes of Yehuda and Rameya. Right? Then the Mishna says what to say in the Zimun with different amounts of people. 3, 10, 20, 1,000, 100, all that Machlokes. Then the Gemara says, should we say Nevarich or Baruchu? Then different terms we use in Berachos Hamazon and what terms not to be used. Like you can either be a bur or a chacham. Then we said Machlokes, so we changed the nusach for more people in the Mazuman. And then the Gemara says even the fetuses said Shira, after Yam Suf. If one person, then we said if there's a mazuman eating together and one person leaves, once a person benches, then the other two can include him in the mazuman, but he's not going to be yetzer because you can't do mazuman after you already bench. You can't be part of mazuman. Or you could be part of it, but you're not going to be yetzer your mitzvah. And then we ended up maskanas devarim was to say Baruch Hu es Hashem HaMevoirach. Right? That's not everybody agrees to that. Then the Mishna says you're not allowed to split up the mazuman, and the machlokes of wine has to be mixed with water before saying a bracha on it. Then the Gemara discusses different scenarios of mazuman splitting up. Then on the Beis, instead of shamish could connect two groups to make one mazuman. Right? If you have two tables of guys who are not affiliated with each other, not eating together, but there's one waiter, so then he would combine them. Then we had a machlokes about undiluted wine for kiddush and washing hands. If you can make kiddush on raw wine without water. And then we said using bread and food for mundane things, which you're not allowed to do, unless the food won't get disgusting. And then forgetting to make a bracha and the food's already in order. We didn't do that. Now we're starting with that now. Okay.
Put that on the WhatsApp status.
I put it on the WhatsApp. Oh, tonight's WhatsApp status. Yeah. Okay. So no number Beis, 2 dots, 5 lines, 6 lines up from the bottom. Yeah. I'm going to review the shachach, the hichnis, aiulu, and the seif. If you forgot and you put food into your mouth below bracha, without making a bracha, masalkan l'tzad echad, you push the food to one side of your mouth, and you make the bracha.
Yes, that's a
Right?
That's
Tanya.
a contradiction to your.
No,
your
it's
tweet.
not. Just relax. Keep going. Tanya, right? Tanya chada boilan. We learned one brisa that said you swallow the food. The Tanya idach poltan, and we have another brisa that says you spit out the food. The Tanya idach masalkan, and we have another brisa that says you remove it. What?
Depends what it is.
Exactly. So that's what the Gemara was going to answer. Like kasha, right? Haditanya boilan b'mashkin. The one that says you swallow it is by talking about liquids, because you're going to lose the food if you spit it out. Haditanya poltan b'midi delay mimis. Where you're supposed to spit it out is if something that's going to be disgusting, that's not going to be disgusting. So so you like a candy, right? You put a candy in your mouth, you don't make a bracha. So you take the candy out, make the bracha, and put it back in. By the time misalkan, and the one that says misalkan, remove it, meaning remove it from your mouth, put it into your cheeks. But the mums, that's talking about something that would be disgusting.
A cake.
Right?
What's it about the shots and cake would probably not.
That's the point. It's not going to be about the shots.
But why are you worried about losing the drink? It's stealing without bracha.
So what? No, but we're not. You can make the bracha with the food in your mouth.
You can't, not with drinks.
But you can. I mean, theoretically, you can. It may come out like a gargled, who knows what, right?
If you're eating a sandwich, people are right there, you spit it out.
That would be something disgusting.
Right, and then
But a
you
can, that's why I use the candy example. Food,
So
a
what's
sandwich would be disgusting, yes.
So then you could make bracha.
No, you push it to the side of your mouth.
Oh, okay.
Right, so the Gemara asks, let's say something that's not going to be disgusting. Why do you have to spit it out? Why can't you just push it to the other side of your mouth? Because the pasuk says that your mouth should be full of Hashem's praises and not have anything else in it. So therefore, if you have the option to spit it out, then we're going to want you to spit it out. It's only things that you don't have the option, then you don't spill it out. This is very interesting, this Gemara here, because the Gemara is asking, so now let's say you ate and you drank and you didn't make a bracha. What's the din? Should you go back and make a bracha? So now, this is l'chayra talking about when you're done eating.
You're done eating, you didn't make a bracha?
You're done eating, you didn't make a bracha. Should you make a bracha? Somebody who ate garlic and his breath smells. Again, another one, Perek, with the breath smelling, right? Another, the Gemara, again, there's another situation with that. So somebody who eats garlic and his breath smells, should he go eat more garlic and so that his breath will smell? Yeah. Meaning, don't add more garlic.
Go make a bracha. Now you're making a bracha. Have it minded earlier.
If you make a bracha, then you're just going to make it worse. Look at Rashi.
Why are you going to make it worse?
Look at Rashi. You got to read this Rashi. The second line down. So Rashi says, you're going to eat more garlic, so you even get more decayed. Yosef al surchana, you're going to add more bad smells. And then Rashi says, v'yasa bracha levatala. Then you're going to make a bracha levatala.
You're saying if you don't,
it seems like Rashi is learning now. Now this Rashi is a controversial Rashi, hence the letters, right? At least my Gemara has one letter. Other Gemaras have two letters next to it, and the Gra says that
letters. There's no letters,
right?
What letters?
The Gra and the Marsha. You have to look. There's a lot of hack with this Rashi. But Yasa bracha levatala, and you're going to make it bracha levatala because you're not eating anymore, right? Yeah, so that's what. So this is basically a Machlokes Rishonim and Shulchan Aruch. The Shulchan Aruch brings both shitas, and the Ramah actually paskins in Shulchan Aruch that you should make the bracha, even if you didn't finish, even if you finished eating. To which the Mishnah Berurah brings a whole list of Rishonim who say not like that, and you should not make the bracha. So it seems like our mahalach would be not to make the bracha, even though the Ramah paskins that you do make the bracha. Okay?
And the Gra that learns that it's asking in the middle when he's still eating.
Yeah.
So according to him, the Gemara Shaila, once you start eating, you've lost it's still a bracha of according to Rashi?
No, I don't see how you could say this. The Bir Halacha says that this whole din is only talking about if you're not continuing to eat. If you're continuing to eat, then it's pashut, then you should make a bracha.
Not learning that way. He's learning
Right.
that the way Rashi's saying is that Rashi has a question. Even if you're middle eating, it would still be a bracha of a Torah once you start.
Correct. I think so. It's not pashut. It's a whole asik. But the point is that the pashtus is this whole thing's talking about where you're not continuing to eat and you're already done. Okay. Fine. So where do we leave off here? So Ravina says, so therefore, even if you finish your seuda, you should go back and make a bracha. The Tanya, Tava Allah, if you were toivel and you got up from the tefillah, right? So by tefillah you make the bracha afterwards. So then why can't you make the bracha after eating too? Right? Ashkenazim, Sfardim make the netilas yadayim, same thing as tefillah. We make netilas yadayim after we wash our hands, right? So he's bringing the raya. So if you make netilas yadayim after you wash your hands, so then why can't you make bracha on food after? Right? So, and by the way, the Mishabura brings that the reason why the poskim that hold that you would make the bracha even after you're done eating is because you remembered when you had the food in your mouth. So since you remember when you had the food in the mouth, you had a chiyuv right then and there. But theoretically, the other Gemara is talking about where you didn't remember that you didn't make a bracha and you were already done eating, right? But it's worse if you remembered while the food was in your mouth, because now you have a chiyuv. You just couldn't make the bracha because you have food in your mouth. Okay, whatever it is. So that's what Ravina wants to bring a raya from mikvah, that you make the bracha afterwards, so to the eating. Over there, the reason why you make a bracha after the tefillah and after the tefillah sedayim is because you'd rather make the bracha with clean hands and you'd rather make the bracha once you're pure, once you're tar. So here the person was right to make a bracha, and since he got pushed off from making the bracha, so he's pushed off. Since you forgot to make the bracha, you're done. Right? Fine. So the bottom line from this is, and that's what I just posted, that you cannot make a bracha on anything in your mouth. However, other things you can. Amen, you can do with things in your mouth. What?
You can't make a bracha with the
If with assuming you have a stam, if you look at chila, you cannot make any brachas on anything in your mouth. But amen and other devarim shebekdusha, you can. It's better not to, but you can.
So if you take a bite of something, what should you do? You forgot.
It depends which type of food it is. Right? It's three options. If it's liquid, then drink it, swallow it. If it's disgusting, then push it to the side of your mouth and make the bracha and then swallow it. And if it's something that's not disgusting, like a candy or gum, then spit it out and then put it back. That's the halach l'maisa. That's the way we paskin. So then a guy texted me like, okay, so he was by Kriyas HaTorah and the Baal Korah had gum in his mouth. Is that the right thing to do? Right?
Wow.
So I don't know. Okay, now we get into some interesting
Where
Gemara.
was this show?
You probably should get a new Balkaira.
And he didn't have a place to properly put in the garbage, like they ran out
No,
of
he's
garbage
probably
cans?
chewing the gum while he's laying. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
How do you know it was gum? I didn't know it was on a piece of paper.
Even so, it's still not
So
good.
he's chewing a piece
Oh,
of
so that's what I forgot. So I had actually last week 2 kids came over to me on the same day. Interesting shilas always come in pairs, but it could be that these guys were in cahoots. So I'm not sure this is a raya, right? But they both have retainers, and they wanted to know if they're allowed to daven with their retainers on, or not.
Why not?
Because their mouth, they don't sound. They don't sound clear with the retainers in the
So
mouth.
Moshe Rabbeinu didn't have clear mouth either, so he couldn't daven with his mouth.
No, it's a natural thing. It's a natural thing. You say, I'm natural.
It's stuck in
It
their
says
mouth.
you mali piti lasecha. You can't put anything in your mouth.
A retainer that's
No,
stuck there?
no, not a retainer. It's not a removable retainer. So
Yeah.
I told him on my own svara, but I don't know if I'm right. Is that brachas and tefillah should not be done. Shema, I didn't see so schwer with it. Then tonight I saw that they said that you should.
Then
not do it.
according to you,
So
can you
that's
wear a
not-
retainer on Shabbos?
What?
Can you wear a retainer? Can you walk out into a place without an Erev on Shabbos with a retainer?
I'm not so sure you can. I'm not so sure. I don't know. What do you think?
Of course you can't. That's it for us.
I don't know.
Don't ask air showers here. You're not going to get what you want.
Any different than glasses?
Why is that any different than glasses?
That's what it is.
There are many people that don't wear
Eric's control
glasses.
overrides.
What are you saying?
But it's the same thing.
Glasses. What's the difference with glasses?
Glasses? Let's hold off the. We should have a bracha that we should all be still doing the daf by Erevin, and we'll discuss it then.
Name. By the way, the gum chewing by Kriyas Torah is better than him taking it out of his mouth and sticking it on the Eitz Chaim.
I would think that I don't know which one is better. I don't know which one is better. I think what the guy should do is he should stick it in his mouth and zip up his mouth and stop laning. That's what I think he should do. But okay. Anyway. Yeah, asparagus. That is not a vegetable.
Really?
Okay. No, it's not a vegetable. It's some sort of drink, right? On an empty stomach for a fool.
Cabbage.
Yeah. So it's got wine in there and cabbage. It's where you get that one
It's
from?
for your health.
The
It's to heal you.
Uh-huh.
It's to heal you, no?
It's for a fool.
Yeah.
Talk about asparagus. It's good for your heart and good for your eyes. Because you can't live in and it's of course it's good for your stomach. But and if you constantly have it, then it's good for your whole body. But if you get drunk with it, then it's bad for your whole body.
How do we not know what this is? How this is not passed on from generation to
I don't know.
generation?
It is. It also says in the Rashba, right? Rashbam, you said? Okay, so when the Gatani Yafil Lev, this he said it's good for the heart. It must be that we are talking about wine, right? Because the Gemara is going to say that later, that it's healthy for your heart. The Gatani, because you can't live in Neimayim, it said, of course, it's good for your stomach. But Tanya Lalat, Yafil Ramat Kasha. For Lat is for the Lev, Ayin, and Tchol, right? For the heart, for the eyes, and for the spleen, it's good. And the Ramat is, what does Ramat stand for again? What's the Rashi? Is the head and the stomach and
Hemorrhoids.
Is hemorrhoids, yeah? Kosher.
What is? Wine or this thing?
This thing.
Asparagus.
Right? So whatever it is, it's stira. Kitani hipim miyoshin. That's talking about old wine. Kitatan koinam yayin she'eni shani time she'yayin kosher l'vnei. So the guy says, I'm making koinam is a lashon a neder. I'm making a neder. I'm not having wine, right? And I'm not going to have it because it's bad for my stomach. They told him, oh, old wine is good for your stomach. I'm sorry. They tell him, the guy announces he's making a nether. Everybody tells him, oh, why are you making a nether? That's bad for your stomach. Have old wine. And then it's good for your stomach. The Shazini was quiet. So now we don't know. Did he mean to agree with them? Or did he disagree with them? So we say, no, he meant to agree with them. That's why he stayed quiet. So he's not allowed to have the new asparagus, but he would be mutter with the old. Shmamina. So we see that there's a difference between old asparagus and new asparagus. Fine. Tanaban. Shisha dorm never asparagus. There are 6 things said by asparagus. Ain't shaisen I say elikashu chai. You can't drink it only when it's undiluted, umale, and it has to be full. The cup, that's 2. So again, it's got to be raw, right, or undiluted. Male, it's got to be full. Makabla be a min b'shesel was small. You accept it. You take it in your right hand, but you drink it from your left hand. That's 3. Ve'ein masichin achrav. You don't talk after you have it. Ve'ein mafsikin boy, and you don't stop. Meaning you got to have it in one big gulp, right? Ve'ein machzirin I say el mishan nasan, and you don't give the cup back only to the person who gave it to you.
Sounds like a lot of weird stuff.
It's strange. So, and you spit afterwards, and you only have it with something of the same type, meaning don't have anything right afterwards, unless it's another round of this drink. Yeah? The Tanya ain't saying when I say pas. Oh, I'm sorry, Kasha. But Tanya ain't saying when I say pas. We say the only thing you're supposed to eat afterwards is pas. Parents, are you driving to Florida or something? You still in the car?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you get pulled over for drunk driving. It happens.
Well, he's driving. But Tanya ain't saykonas elba pas. You only do it with. You can only have pas next to it, like meaning right after it. Like kasha, no one's talking about with wine. One's talking about with beer. They have beer-based asparagus too.
Good.
Yeah. So Tani chad lat yafel ramat kasha, like we said before. Leiv, ayin, and tchol is good. And for the roish and stomach, me'ayin, stomach, and tachtoni is for hemorrhoids, kosher. V'tani yidol choramat yofel alad kosher, the opposite. So as you configure like kasha, one talking about with wine, one talking about with beer. Tani chad the rock achar of loika. We learned one brisa that says that if you spit afterwards, it's going to be no good for you. But tani the rock achar of loika. If you don't spit afterwards, it's going to be bad for you. Like kasha over the chamer over the shifra. Again, one talking about with wine, one talking about beer. Amar Ravashi hashad the amr loy rock achar of loika. Now that we said that if you don't spit afterwards, you're going to get malchus. It's going to hurt you. Maim of nizrakin, you can throw, literally means throw, the water means you could spit. Even in front of a king, you can spit. Meaning Rashi says, oh, you're risking your life. It's just better to do that because if you don't spit, you're really going to be in danger. So you might as well spit and hope for the best with the king.
Wow.
Right? Okay. Amrei Shmuel ben Elisha. Yes, and then we continue with this stuff. Amrei Shmuel ben Elisha. Shlosh devarim sachli surreal sarapnim. Right? Surreal, the malach of the he's the malach. Sarah. Next week is elections, right? Next week is election, Israeli elections. Sarah. Anyways, this is not the Sarah Pnim from Israel.
Are we going to do this for election?
No, we're missing about 2 days. But surreal Sarah Pnim, right? So Rashi says he was a choshev, a malach choshev lover of Kadosh Baruch Hu. He was from the inner circles of Hashem. He says, Al tito chalukach b'shachris v'yad hashamash v'tilbash. If you have a butler, don't take your clothing from him in the morning and put it on. Have him put it down first. Do not have your hands washed like in the morning from somebody who he himself did not wash his hands. Like we said before, you do not give back the kais of asparagus, and only you give it back to the person who gave it to you. Right? Because of a bunch of shade. V'amila istangulis shel malachi chavala. Or this group of istangulis sounds like a bunch of hoodlums, shadim hoodlums, right? That are waiting, right? Destructive malachim. So either it's shadim or malachim that are looking to destroy, and they're waiting around for you to mess up with any one of these things, and then they're going to catch you, right? Samar Yeshua Levi. And the Malach HaMavis told me 3 things. Don't take your clothing from the shamash in the morning and wear it, which I wonder what that means, because that means if you ask somebody to pass you your pants or your shirt, does that mean dafka from a shamash or it means from anybody?
Sounds like a
Right? I mean, you have a roommate, you say, can you grab my shirt from the closet, throw it, and throw it to me wouldn't be a problem. But hand me the shirt.
I wouldn't take a chance.
You wouldn't take a chance? Yeah, I don't know. It's from the Malach HaMavis himself is saying it. And who is it a danger for? For the recipient or for the recipient or for the giver? I think for the recipient, right? So if you don't like your roommate, hand him his clothing. Right? That would be a way out.
I think a shamash is a servant.
Shamash is a servant, but then does it mean dafka or not? Okay. Do not wash your hands if somebody didn't wash his hands. And do not stand in front of women when they're coming back from a funeral. Because I dance in front of them. My sword is in my hand, and I have rishus to destroy. I just wonder if this is the reason why the Chassidim women do not go to Levi. Women absolutely do not go to funerals by the Chassidim.
And why dafka women?
I have no idea why women, but that's
I
think this would be a good fine reason why women should not go to funerals, right? Funerals
are based on corpse.
It says shechayzus min hameis. No, so I think as the extension of that, Hasidic women never go to.
Right.
They're
right. They don't.
Yeah.
Vura.
Fine. And let's say you did meet women. So what's the takana? What you should do is jump 4 amas. And if it's a river, if you have a river there, then go pass over the river. And if there's another way to go, then take the other way. And if there's a wall, then jump over it. Or go behind it. And if you can't do any of these things, turn your face away and say, what you do is you say that pasuk until the women pass. Okay? Whatever. It's a pasuk in Zechariah. Yeah, okay. Okay, now we're back to the regular halacha. There are 10 things that are said by kosher bracha. Ton hadachu shtifa. It needs to be washed out and cleaned out. That's what you're supposed to do before you make kiddush, to make sure the kos is clean. Chai, it should be what do you call it? It should be put. Rashi says that you mix it with water after you put it into the cup, right?
We don't do that.
Meaning chai, it should be put in chai and then mix it. We don't have that.
Right.
We said we don't have that. Umale, it should be full. Itur ve'ituf, it should be crowned and wrapped up. Noitle b'shtei yadav v'noisel b'yamin. You take it with two hands and you put it into your right hand. Magviyam in a karka tefach. You have to lift it up from the karka tefach, which will say also means the table of tefach. V'noisel ein obay, and you should look at it. V'yeshem af mishager v'matana l'anshei beis. You should also give it as a matana to the anshe beis, meaning afterwards you give out the kosher bracha. Right? So Amar Rabbi Yochanan, anu ein lanu ela arba bavad. We only have 4. Right? That's like the Shayosha version, right? Hadacha, shtifa, chayu male. It has to be washed out, cleaned out. It's got to be raw. How would say it? Not raw.
Diluted.
Undiluted.
Right.
Umale and full. Tana hadacha.
Everything, the holding and the hand and the crown.
Right. He doesn't have that. Right, he doesn't have any of those. He only has 4 things. So Tana hadacha mibifnim v'shtifa m'chutz. Hadacha means you have to wash the inside of the kos, and shtifa means you have to wash the outside of the kos. Amar Rabbi Yochanan, kol mavarach al kos malei nosin like nachla b'li mitzarm. If you make a bracha on a kos that's full, you will get an inheritance without any boundaries. Shenemar o mali brachas Hashem yam v'darim yirashim. You're full of brachas Hashem, and the west and the south you will inherit. You'll get 2 worlds. You get this world and the next world. Fine. That's kos mali. Itur. Rabbi Yehuda matreyu b'talmidim. Rabbi Yehuda, when he had his kos, he surrounded it. He crowned it with talmidim, meaning he had talmidim around him when he drank. Rav Chisda ma'atale benatli, and Rav Chisda surrounded it with other koses. Yom Rav Chanan ubechai, right, and it's with raw. Amar Rav Sheshes with birchas aretz ituf. By Birchas Haaretz, that's when he did the ituf, right? Talis, no, that's atif. Ma'atif v'talisa. He had his talis on for. He wrapped his talis for noida. Rapapa was ma'atif. V'yasa Rav Asi paras sudra al reshe, and Rav Asi sat there and he spread out a shmata, a cloth on top of his head. Right, so those that say that because of this, that's why you should be benching with a hat, right? Which I'm not sure why we're so makbid to daven with a hat. Davening is the rabbanon, birchas hamazon is the rice, at least for me, because I'm always full after I eat. If you're not full, maybe it's not the rice, but why we're not so makbid on putting on hats for benching, I don't know, but it's based on this Gemara. Many do wear hats when they bench. If you take it with 2 hands, right, this is actually the pasuk many people say before they wash their hands. But here we're saying if we're going to get to the kos, so yedechem plural kaidesh. In the meikar adin, you're supposed to always bench with a kos, yeah.
Even if you have to do?
Even if you have yourself.
Really?
Okay, but the minig is not like that by yourself. But with Musulman, really, yes. But nicely yamin, and you give it to your right hand. Can the left hand help out the right hand? Right? So Amar Ravashi, now what does this mean, by the way, before we go weiter? Taisa says, what can the left hand help out the right hand? The bottom Taisa says, he says, because it's gedolis mayri. It's talking about large kaisis, right? Like we had this year. Shehu Chanukah. That's the longest benching. So you got to hold the kos for a long time.
Why?
Because it's ritzei and alanisim and yalaviyovan. So now you're holding the kos the whole time. Right. So can you do?
What does that have to do with
I've been nesuin.
Oh,
that's when it was.
Or by nesuin, by a wedding. Right. Now what's interesting? I don't know if this is a good diak or not, but what about by the seuda?
About Friday night next day.
Elamai, the seuda don't take so long, so clearly the seuda didn't take so long with them, so they didn't have to hold it up. Like halal by the seuda. If you hold the kais.
You have to hold it from Lefichach.
The fiko is not so bad, but the
Right.
other, if you hold it,
Right.
you hollow.
It's
Okay.
right that people rip through hollow.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
trying to
that's
say.
what I'm saying, you rip.
That's what I'm trying to
That's how
say.
it stops.
Yes. So anyway, so back to
Or they
Gemara.
take breaks to sing.
What?
Or they take breaks to sing.
Well, who says if
Can't
he's
take
not
it out,
singing the
you know.
words, you gotta hold it.
Oh,
But
you
the truth
sing.
is not a riot because he's talking about Birchas Hamazon, not how. Okay. Amar Rav Ashi, Hayav Rishonim Mibaylu. Since the Rishonim had this question, V'lo Yiv Shalu, and they didn't have an answer whether the left hand should help. Ana Neved L'Chumra or Magviyim Ana Neved L'Chumra. We're going to do L'Chumra, and you should not use the left hand to help out with the right hand. Okay. Magviyim and a Karka Tefach, and you pick it up from the Karka Tefach. Amar Rav Acha, Rav Chanina Ma'ikra Kais Yeshua Zesa V'Shem Hashem Ekra. Right. Right. Yeah, it is a song. Perek. Yeah. Right, the kais you should lift up Hashem Hashem. And yeah, so and I forgot who says, and then if it's by a table, then it means to lift a tefach off the table. Okay, but you put your eyes in it, so that you shouldn't be masiach das. Meaning, if you put your eyes on the wine, so when you're making butter hagafen, you will concentrate better.
Is there an Indian for other people to look at the kais as well? Not
They're
just
not.
you?
They don't have to concentrate. I mean, I guess they do have to concentrate that they're being yotze, right? And you send it to the people of your house b'matana, so that the wife should get a bracha from it also. Ula, now we say a story, I don't know, one of the more interesting stories. Ula, iklu lebei Rav Nachman. Ula traveled to Rav Nachman's house, karach rifta, right, like we've been having every night, karach rifta. They have eating sandwiches, baruch birchas mezayna, and then they said birchas hamazon. Yav le kas to the birchas of Rav Nachman. And then he gave the kosher bracha to Rav Nachman.
He gave it to
Right.
Rav. He was Rav Nachman's house.
What? Correct. So he busts the bench, right? He's the guest, like we had before.
Who is the guy?
Yes. Amar lei Rav Nachman lishadamar kosher the bracha to Yalsa. Send it to my wife, to Yalsa, right? Amar lei hachi Amar Rabbi Yochanan. He said, no. This is what Rabbi Yochanan said. Ain't pre-bitna shel isha misparach and pre-bitna shel ish. A woman's womb only gets a bracha through the womb of the man. It doesn't say her womb, it says pre-bitnecha. Ella pre-bitnecha. It only says yours, and male. So Mamela, she'll get the bracha through you having the kais. Meaning Ula gave him the kais to Rav Nachman and said, and you drink it. So Rav Nachman said, give it to my wife. So she gets the bracha. And he said, no, she gets the bracha through you. Right? Ish. How do you know that the womb only gets a bracha through the man? Meanwhile, Shamai Yalsa. So Yalsa heard this. Come up Zira. She got up in anger, but also the Bechamra. She went up to the wine cellar. She broke 400 barrels of wine. That's how upset she was that they didn't send her the kosher bracha. Let's so Rav Nachman's in damage control, right? Let's send her another cup. Shalach law, and they said, "Kol hay navga the birchasahi." Whatever, all that's in this kais. What is? How do they touch this navga? The art scroll. Rashi says kais. It's
Navga, another cup with the message. All the wine in this barrel is considered like
that's
the cup
what
of
kol
a
hay
lesson.
navga the birchasahi, meaning everything that's in this cup is considered a bracha. I don't know exactly how to translate the word navga. Shalchalei. So she said back to him, "Mishure, mishadure mili, mismatute kalmi." From people walking around like the homeless, right? People, mahadure mili, meaning peddlers, people, homeless people just shoot their mouth off, right? And smute kalmi, and from you have
Rags become lice.
from rags, you get lice from rags. Basically, she's saying that whatever you're saying is meaningless. Okay, I don't know what the pshat in this story is. Fine. You do not talk by the kos shel bracha, right? When you're holding it in your hand, you don't talk. You don't make a bracha on the kos of peronius, of pain, of punishment. My kos shel peronius. What's a kos shel peronius? The second kos, because we know from the Gemara's and Psachim that zugos, it's called zugos, pairs. Anything in pairs you're not supposed to do. So the second cup you have is going to possibly cause you damage. So therefore, you don't make a bracha on it. If you drink twice, then don't make a bracha. Prepare yourself to call to Hashem, to your God. And this is not a tikkun because since it's double, it's zugais and it's not good for you. Rabbi said, and some say it was said in the Brisa, when you eat while you're walking around, then you can bench when you're walking around too. And when you're eating standing in one place, then you can make a bracha sitting down. And when you're leaning and eating, then you're supposed to sit. By all these things, you should always sit down and bench. Meaning, even if you're walking around when eating, and even if you're standing while eating, you should still sit down to say Birchas Hamazon. And the same goes for Ala Michya. Shulchan Aruch says Ala Michya you should also sit down for. But in the Fashas, it really depends if you were standing or sitting when you ate. Okay, somebody saying something?
You see this by kiddush.
Two of you. That's two of you drinking. We need a third. There you go.
I'll have another one.
Diago,
Yes.
so when do you use a kais and when do you not?
For when?
For benching.
Really, when you have a mezumin, it's better to have a kais.
Because it didn't mention anything about the mayim achronim. That usually shows who's benching.
What do you mean?
And Daf Mem something, I think, they're talking about you give the mayim achronim to the first person and he's the one who benches.
Right.
Here it doesn't say anything. Here it says you give him the kais and that's the one who benches.
No, but I think, what are we talking about? With Ula and Rav Nachman?
I don't remember names.
I'm saying the story now?
This one over here, it seems like they gave him a kais.
They did give him a, yes, but it's just the two of them, so I don't even know if they had mezumin. Just, I don't know.
The other blot was talking about mayim achronim, where you give the mayim achronim and that's the person who leads the benching.
I hear. But I don't know if that was the issue here. I think it was just two of them, I think. Okay, new Perek. Yeah, aiulu devarim shebein Beis Shamai v'Hillel b'seuda. These are the things that are between Beis Shamai and Hillel b'seuda, meaning this is the Machlokes. Shamai amr mevarich al yayin v'achar mevarich al yayin. First you make a bracha on the day, and then you make a bracha on the yayin, which is not what we do. First you make a bracha by the hagafen, then you make kiddush, right? That's what we do. First you do netilas yadayim, and then you pour the kais. First you pour the kais, and then you do netilas yadayim.
Yeah, can you said wash or something first?
Well, it's a question if it's talking about for kiddush or not. You wipe your hands on a table, on a towel or a table, not a tablecloth. We call it a napkin, and you put it on the table. You do not put it on the table. You put it on the cushions. First you sweep the house, then you do mayim achronim. First you wash your hands, meaning mayim achronim, and then you sweep the house. The order is first barim ereish, then birchas hamazon. This is obviously talking about we only had 1 cup of wine. Then besamim and then avdallah. We'll see this all in the Gemara. The lashon of avdallah is bara ma'ar ha'esh. Fine. You don't make a bracha on a candle that or psalm that came from a guy. And you don't make it on the candle or psalm that came from dead people. Not of a ner or psalm that comes from a desire. You don't make a bracha on the candle until you get benefit from its light. Hence, the people that have the minhag to shut the lights, which is really not necessary. Somebody who ate and then forgot and then didn't bench. He has to go back to his original place and make a bracha. You can make the bracha where you remember. And how long are you allowed to go with forgetting to bench? And for how long? That's until all the food in your stomach gets what do you call it?
The intestines, I guess.
No, sheyisakal means digestive. Very good, Yosef. Thank you. Bola and yayin achar hamazon. Now, if they get wine after they already ate, right? Imein shom ela oisei kais. If they only have one kais, first you make a bracha on the wine, and then you say berachas hamazon. First you make bracha on berachas hamazon, then you make a bracha on the wine. You make an amen after you hear a yid making a bracha, but you don't make a bracha. You don't make an amen after the kusi that makes a bracha. Yishma kol habracha kula, unless you hear the entire bracha. Because when the kusi is doing, you have no idea if the first part of the bracha he was benching, if he was benching Hashem or it was avodah zarah. Something about Tanraban. Devarim shemei b'Shamai seuda. Right. So the things that are between b'Shamai and
Yaakov, is that a raya that you can give somebody who's not from to bench?
I hear that you can give somebody not from to bench.
Didn't we have that?
I don't know, because it's talking about where you're just talking about answering amen for his. So he benches. No, you can't stop him. So if he's benching, so you answer amen, but only if you hear him say
him benching or him benching on the kais.
Either one.
If the kais, it must be giving it to him to lead the benching. No.
Yeah.
All right.
No, but it doesn't mean that you gave it to him. It could be he's doing it on his own. Yeah, so Taraban, Dvarim shemei b'Shamai seuda. So how come Beis Shamai says first you make kiddush, the kiddush hayom, and then wine? Because why are you drinking wine on a Friday night or Yom Tov night? The reason why you're drinking wine is because the day required it. So first you make a bracha about the day, and then you have the wine. Right? The day was already there first, before the wine. There's two reasons, right? One is that what's causing you to drink the wine? The day, right? And which came first, the yom or the wine? The yom came first. So therefore, those are the two reasons why Beis Shamai says you make kiddush and then yain. First you make a bracha on the wine and then on the day. Because if you don't have wine, you can't make kiddush. So since you don't have wine, you can't make kiddush. So you make. Well, if you have the wine, though, yes, you can make on bread. But if you have the wine, no. But he's talking about kiddush al hayayin.
Rashi babar Joseph's kasha.
What?
Rashi babar Joseph's kasha.
Who?
Rashi babar Joseph's kasha says.
What?
Well, nobody knows what bavarn means.
Yes, Rashi says your kasha. That your bread, you can make it on bread. It takes the same place. Do you make which one you do first, kiddush or bread?
No, let's say you have bread. Which one do you do first, the day or bread?
Same thing. Because you can't make. Meaning the point is you can't make kiddush. You do kiddush or shemona, so you come home. You can't make kiddush unless you have wine or bread. If you got nothing there, then you can't make anything. So therefore, it goes first. Right? So that's one. Davar acher brichas hayayin tedira brichas hayayim ain't tedira. Tada v'sheina tada kaidem. Right? Bracha and yayin you do all the time. For some people, it's a lot more common than others. But lamaisa, it's more common than kiddush. Right? So tada v'sheina tada kaidem. Halacha k'divrei Beis Hillel. And halacha is like Beis Hillel. My davar acher. How come Beis Hillel needs another reason? So say v'chitem v'chasam tarti v'achachado. You're going to say that there is two, and here is one, meaning Beis Shamai has two reasons, and Beis Hillel only has one reason. So the two reasons should be one reason. Well, here we also have two reasons. It's Pasha and the halachos is like Beis Hillel. Pshita. It's Pasha the halachos like Beis Hillel. The Nafka Baskol. We know that the Baskol came out and said that halachos is like Beis Hillel. Right? Either this Gemara was said before the Baskol came out. It's after the Baskol. And it's going because Rabbi Shua Amar Ein Mashkichin Baskol. We do not listen to a Baskol, and that is the daf for tonight. All right, everybody should be matzliach and have a good night.
Song of the daf might be Baskol.
What?
The song of the daf could be Baskol.
Can't hear. What do you say?
I said the song of the daf could be Baskol by Lipa.
Oh, okay.
The daf should be barn.
Go.
Maybe that could be tomorrow's daf.
Yes, I am.
Marchuk, what are you doing up so late?
I don't know. I'm so tired.
You can learn from Asher.
Marcus, where you staying?
Text me
I'm staying in Adira on Hanavim Street this week.
You're gonna go home with Shane?
Okay.
Next week I'm going to Schneller.
How you getting to Brooklyn?
Oh, beer.
Everything needs to stop.
Which way drive?
Yeah.
Driving you or going?
I am so tired.
Is it drive you or?
No.
And I,
Slowly helper tissue.
Yes. Yes, he is.
Which way driving?
The older one, I don't know.
Yeah, I like him. I don't know why.
I'm the father.
You know.
Yeah, everybody's backing out. All righty.
I just don't understand. What were the two reasons of Beis Shamai?
I don't know.
One is
You gotta show time. I'll get
Yes,
right with.
one is Mavarach Alayayin Shayayin Garden Layayin Shayavai.
Let me ask you a question.
And Fakir the Shayim Adayin Yayin Laiba.
I thought that's the same.
What?
Isn't
No,
that the
it's
same?
It's you makabel it. The wife came in first. The wife, the yain comes in first.
Yeah, that's not
Far.
What happened to my jersey? You did.
All righty.
What?
What are you talking about?
My
So
cycle.
you're saying you're bringing all your
Oh,
stuff
I
tonight, or was
totally
it
forgot.
journey?
He was also busy with his
Probably might be in the morning. But
He's
hopefully
got to
not.
remember his best
I
shots.
don't know that.
All righty, folks. I'm checking down.
You are.
All right.
early in the morning, and I got-
Bye.
Peace out.
I'll forget.